I mean, 6-3 against Ole Miss in their ballpark's not a bad go. There's no moral victories. We came here, we thought, we had a chance to win the game, especially when they made the decision to save Nikhazy for day two. We thought we had a pretty good opportunity to get him today, and I thought Dylan gave us a good go. Unfortunately, I didn't think we were probably at our best offensively, and weren't able to make much of a push. But you look back at it, and it's a 6-3 game, and they're closers in the game in the eighth inning. I mean, obviously the game was not out of hand, and we gave them a pretty good go. We just, if you're going to beat Ole Miss in their ballpark, you're probably going to need to be either great or get some breaks, and we didn't get any breaks, and we weren't great today offensively. So, give the credit to them; they did a good job, but we just weren't good enough to win tonight.
Nick Suss.
Coach, Dylan was really cruising through 2 innings. I think just 16 pitches first time through, and then second time through they kind of extended him a little bit. What did you see from Ole Miss's offensive approach to kind of flip that second time through?
Oh, I thought both head coaches were barking about the strike zone in that second and third inning. I thought both sides threw some balls they wanted called strikes. I know that the grand slam was hit by Elko, and we walked Gonzalez, the batter, before, and I thought Dylan made a great pitch, and it got balled, and just felt like they took some really tough competitive pitches that were, probably tweener pitches that could have gone either way. And they took some really, really tough, close pitches that none of those pitches got called strikes. And then, before you look up, there's a couple walks and his pitch counts extended. And we flipped that lineup up to their, their kind of emotional leader in Elko, and he made us pay.
Chris Muller.
Coach, you talked about playing Ole Miss in their park. Talk a little bit about the atmosphere and how your players handle
it. I've always liked playing here. I think it's a good atmosphere. I don't think it's like, to me, it's not, as intimidating as some other places. It's not like they're being super media. I think it's just a great place to play college baseball. I mean, I think our kids had a blast out there tonight. I don't think it's like something that is super obnoxious or vulgar. It's just a lot of Ole Miss fans drinking beer, hooting and hollering, and enjoying themselves. And I mean, if I was 18 years old, man, I'd consider myself blessed to get in a playing environment like that. I think it's just a great place to play. I've always enjoyed playing here, and they had a great crowd tonight. I don't think the crowd, impacted us from a negative aspect. I think, our guys, our guys got here because they won our conference championship. I think they look forward to coming to a venue like this and playing in front of 15,000 people. It's kind of the reward for having a great year.
Ben Garrett.
Yeah, Coach, I was just curious. The pitch to Tim Elko that he hit out opposite field, was that a missing location, or it looked like a pretty good pitch on the outside corner? Just from your vantage point, what did you see there on that pitch?
If my memory doesn't fail me, it was a fastball that got too much of the plate. I think we went first pitch fastball, and it was way too much of the middle.
Are there any more questions for Coach? All right, Coach. Thank you.
Tom Davis is trying to raise his hand. I can see him.
Yeah. Coach, can you hear me?
I can.
Are you going with Bryce tomorrow? Is that the plan?
We are. Bryce will get the ball for us tomorrow morning.
Okay. What's the strategy for him? What's he need to do well?
Bryce has always been kind of a spin first guy, and he's got the two different breaking balls, and I think for him the key is if he's throwing the breaking ball for a strike, it makes that fastball play up. If he has to throw fastballs and fastball counts, usually he gets hit. But he's for the last month, 6 weeks, he's been starting for us. He's done a great job with the breaking ball, and as long as he does that, he gives us a pretty good chance.
Connor and Andrew both had 2 hits tonight. What'd they do well in their approach offensively?
Thought they were aggressive. I thought the biggest. My kind of plan for the team, or not plan, but my ask of the team was just to be themselves and not try to play the event, and just be themselves and play baseball. And I thought for the most part, it looked like we did that tonight. I don't know if we did that entirely in our at-bats. Our plan, tonight with Diamond was we wanted to be patient the first time through the order and kind of build a pitch count and see if we could get somebody else in the game. And we did a great job of that. He was at 80 after 4, and we did get the bullpen in the game in the 5th. We did what we needed to do. But I thought from the 4th to the 6th, we got really passive, and we just didn't get very many swings off. I think we had 8 backwards Ks, which obviously is too many. But, we did what we wanted to do by getting Diamond extended and, getting Doherty in the game. It's kind of what we wanted to do. but I just didn't think we were aggressive enough to take advantage of it. And I thought Connor especially and Andrew, they got some swings off, and they just got some aggressive bat speed hacks and got paid off for it. But that's kind of, I thought, what they did, what most of our team did not do tonight.
Last question from me. Blake, very solid in relief tonight. What'd you like about what he did?
You know, I thought he threw the fastball into the right-handed hitters. He was able to get that fastball through his glove side, and he got inside the hacks of right-hand hitters. And you know, it's a tough one for me to manage here in a tournament. It's a double elimination game, and I know they've got Broadway, who's the hammer down in that bullpen, and I could see him getting loose. And I'm trying to make a decision on whether I should bring Austin Williams in the game or go to somebody else. And I just kind of, when they went to Broadway, it was 6-3, and if we'd got it to 6-4, I was going to bring Austin Williams in the game and get our closer in the game and see if we could, you know, beat him in the ninth. But we didn't get it to inside of 3. It stayed at 3, and we left Sis in the game. And honestly, Sis did a great job. You know, 2 innings, no run, so he did everything we asked him to do. But that's kind of why we made that move here, is I knew they had Broadway down there. I know how good he's been all year, and I didn't want to get my closer in the game when the score was 4, when they've got number 27 down there. He's pretty darn good.
All right. Thanks for your time, Coach.
No problem.